Hello, in 4.6 we're going to add and subtract mixed numerals, and I'm going to show you a few different ways to do some of these. Do it however you want, whichever is easiest for you. So the first one I'm going to have is 6 1/5 plus 3 1/5. Now here, for the fraction part, they have common denominators. So what I could do is add the whole numbers. 6 plus 3 equals 9. Add the fractions. 1/5 plus 1/5 will be 2/5. And that would be the answer. Next, let's say I have 6 5/9 plus 7 7/9. Okay, I'm going to do this one the same way. So first, I'm going to have 6 plus 7 equals 13, and then 5 plus 7 is 12, and the denominator is 9. Now here, I can't keep this as an improper fraction. So what I have to do is I'm going to keep the 13, and remember, this is 13 and 12/9, so that means 13 plus 12/9. So now I'm going to turn this, the 12/9, into a mixed numeral. So 9 will go into 12 one time with 3 remaining and the 9 left over. So now, again, I can add the whole numbers. 13 plus 1 is 14. And I also now have to reduce the fraction. 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3, so I can have 1/3. So the answer here will be 14 1/3. Now the other way to do this is to start by turning both into improper fractions. So 9 times 6 is 54, plus 5 is 59 over 9, plus 9 times 7 is 63, plus 7 is 70 over 9. When I add 59 plus 70, I'm going to get 129 over 9. And now I have to turn it into a mixed number by dividing. So I'm going to go 9 into 129. 9 will go into 12 one time. 1 times 9 is 9. 12 minus 9 is 3. Bring down the 9. 9 will go into 39 4 times. 4 times 9 is 36. Subtract and get 3. And so I'll have 14 3/9, which again reduces to 14 1/3. So either way you want to do these is fine. This one is one where I would get an improper fraction. The first one I didn't get an improper fraction, so it didn't matter which way I did it. Okay, so next, let's say we're going to do a subtraction. 6 7/9 minus 1 4/9. So again, I'm going to do this where I subtract the whole numbers. 6 minus 1 is 5. And now for the fraction, we keep the 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. And now I do have to reduce the fraction to be 5 1/3. So now, let's have one where I have 3 numbers. 7 minus 1 over 6 minus 1 5/6. Now this one I am going to just turn into mixed numbers. For here, I want 6 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply this by 6 over 6 and get 42 over 6 minus 1 over 6 minus, I'm going to say 6 minus 1, or 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11 over 6. So now I have 6 in the denominator, and I can just subtract 42 minus 1 minus 11, and I will get 30. But now 30 divided by 6 equals 5. So for me, that was the easiest way to do this one. You may want to do it one of the other ways, and that's fine. You could do 7 minus 1 is 6, and then you'd have negative 5/6 minus 1/6, which would be negative 1. and then you'd have 6 minus 1 equals 5. If that sounded confusing to you, just go ahead and do it the first way I did it. Next, let's say we have different denominators. 7 1/4 plus 6 1/6. Now for these, I'm just going to turn them into for this one, I'm going to turn it into a mixed, or into an improper fraction. So 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1 is 29 over 4, plus 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1, 37 over 6. The least common denominator here is going to be 12. 4 will go into 12 3 times, so I have to multiply this by 3 over 3. 6 will go into 12 2 times, so multiply this by 2 over 2. 3 times 29 is 87, and it's over 12, plus 2 times 37 is 74, and that's over 12. Add the 87 and the 74 and get 161, and it's still over 12. When I divide this out, I'm going to get 13 and 5/12. So next, I'm going to have 6 and 5/6 plus 7 and 2/3. Now for this one, I'm going to do it where I keep the mixed numerals, and it's here I have a 6 in the denominator, here I have a 3. So if I multiply this denominator by 2 over 2, I'll have 6 in both denominators. So now I'll have 6 and 5/6 plus 7 and 4/6. So now I can add the 6 and 7 and get 13, 5 and 4 and get 9, keep the 6. Now I have to turn this into a mixed number, so I'm going to have a 13 plus 6 will go into 9 one time with 3 over 6 remaining. So I can add the 13 and 1 and get 14 and 1/2. Now again, on this one, you can turn them both into mixed numbers or into improper fractions, and then combine them and then turn them back into a mixed number. However you want to do these is fine. So next one I'm going to do is 12 minus 6 and 1/6. Now here I have a whole number minus a mixed number. So this time I'm going to do it a little bit different, and what I'm going to do is borrow 1 from the 12. So this is going to be 11 plus 1 minus 6 and 1/6. And now this 1 can be 6 over 6, so it has a 6 as a denominator, so it's going to be 11 and 6 over 6 minus 6 and 1/6. Again, this is just a different possible way to do it. If you wanted to just turn these both into improper fractions, that's fine too. So now what I'm going to have is 11 minus 6, which is 5, and then 6 minus 1, which is 5, and it's over 6. Or, if I want to do it that other way, 12 multiplied by 6 is 72, and that would be over 6, minus 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37 over 6. When I subtract 72 minus 37, I'm going to get 35 over 6. 6 goes into 35 5 times with 5 remaining, and I get a 6. So here I did this one 2 ways, so you can pick whichever way you think would be easier for you. Next, I have 4 and 4/7 minus 2 and 6/7. So this time, the fraction with the larger whole number has a smaller denominator. So if I want to keep them as whole numbers here, I again have to borrow 1 from the 4, and so that would be 7 of them. So this would be 3, and 7 plus 4 is 11 over 7 minus 2 and 6/7. So now I can subtract 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 11 minus 6 is 5 over 7. So what I did here is I turned this into 3 plus 7 over, or 3 and 7/7 plus the 4/7. So that's what I did there. But again, I can just do this as improper fractions. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32 over 7, minus 7 times 2 is 14, plus 6 is 20 over 7. When I subtract now, I'll get 12 over 7. And now when I divide 12 into 7, or 7 into 12, goes 1 with a 5 remaining, and I get 1 and 5/7 again. So next, I'm going to do 7 and 4 over 9 minus 5 and 1 over 8. Okay, so again, I'm going to do this with the common denominator for here would be 72. So I need to multiply this one by 8 over 8, this one by 9 over 9. So now I'll have 7 and 32 72s minus 5 and 9 72s. So here I can just go 7 minus 5 is 2, 32 minus 9 is 23 over 72. Now here, this one was a lot easier to just do it straightforward without turning it into an improper fraction and then back again. So each one of them that you do is going to be a little bit different. Some of them will be easier one way, some of them will be easier another way. Some of them, it won't matter which way you do it, they'll be about the same amount of work. But that is it for 4.6.